going on with you? Appreciate you joining us tonight.
Hey, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I want to piggyback on what you said to Fidel about the running backs in the first segment. What you think about Elijah Mitchell his performance last year? I think he was. I mean, he came out of nowhere, played pretty good at running back.
Yeah, I mean, Elijah Mitchell, I mean, he was a seventh round pick of the 49ers. And he turned out to be the best running back on this team. Raheem Mostert was here last year, but he got hurt the first game of the season. And we did not anticipate that Elijah Mitchell would have such a pivotal role in this offense. But that's what happens when you have injuries. But Elijah Mitchell, the only knock on him was that he only played 11 games. You know, he was very injury prone. But that's why we kind of bulked up the running game this offseason by getting Ty Davis Price out of LSU I think that was the third round. But I like the 1-2 punch. I mean, we got like 5 or 6 running backs, and the running back room is always going to be a lot of competition, especially with Kyle Shanahan. I mean, you guys have seen his dad. I mean, they had success with no-name running backs. You know, Mike Anderson. Portis was probably the most recognized running back, but there was other guys. I said Mike Anderson, Tatum Bell. There's a whole list of guys in Denver that have been successful under this zone scheme running game. And I think we'll have continued success with that with the other running backs we have. We drafted Trey Sermon as well. And 2 years ago, he didn't really do much last year. He was injured. And he's coming back refreshed and he's ready to contribute. So, there's going to be at least, 4 to 5 running backs deep in this running back room, and it's going to be very, very competitive.
What can Brandon Aiyuk be at his peak if he's at his best? How do you think he can be at his peak? We've seen him in different spurts at times. We've seen glimpses of it, but what do you think a peak Brandon Aiyuk looks like?
A peak Brandon Aiyuk, I don't think he'll be a number 1 wide receiver on this team with Deebo Samuel, but I think he could be a great number 2 option. I could easily see, maybe 8 touchdowns, 60 catches. He can get over 1,000 receiving yards. But Jimmy G and Aiyuk, they didn't really have a good rapport. Aiyuk he wasn't really feeling Jimmy G. But I think the rapport between Trey Lance and Aiyuk will definitely catapult Aiyuk's numbers because he's been solid so far. He hasn't been great, but I think he's been a pretty good receiver, and I think his production will increase with number 5 under center. So I think, he can definitely be a pretty good number 2 wide receiver for this offense.